Today, on In Lifting Color, we speak with James Townsend. We discuss his experiences with diversity as an athlete, gym owner, and a father. See you there.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Hi, I'm Jess,
Hi, I'm Brandon.
and this is In Lifting Color. Woo! And we have a special guest today that we'd like to welcome and very excited to have. So, can you please introduce yourself and tell us your name, where you're from?
Yes, my name is James Townsend. I'm originally from Bronx, New York, South Bronx, and I currently reside in Des Moines, Iowa.
Nice. Midwest.
Yeah, middle of the map.
Let me transition to, so you introduced yourself, you told us where you're from. What's your current involvement in fitness for those that don't know?
My current involvement in fitness is lifting, weightlifting, CrossFit, and sports performance. Just basically after playing D1 ball, football, and in a brief stint with the Chicago Bears, I just, by me being able to walk away unscathed, no injuries, I had little minor surgeries. I think my only major surgery was I tore my plantar fascia, and that's that ligament that's, connect from your heel to your big toe. So if you got flat feet, you know what a plantar fascia feels like, in your arch. But other than that, I just stayed with working out, and a lot of guys, as you probably know, when we get done playing ball, we don't want to lift any more weights. All those hours that we put in the weight room, being with the coaches, we don't want to work out anymore. But I always fell in love with working out since I was the age of 3, and just kept it going. And so now, like I said, when I got done playing football with the Bears, I started in training UFC fighters in boxing, and then started doing the old college thing, or Olympic weightlifting, and then I saw 13.5 with Rich Ronan and Khalifa and Sam Briggs and Camille, and I was like, oh, I could do that. And quickly found out that me being a fast twitch dominant athlete, CrossFit is not for me. But I love the competitive. I love the competitive side of CrossFit. I love the the methodology of CrossFit. I love what it gives you, the drive. It humbles you. I love that about it. But then also with my abilities, in moving the barbell, Olympic weightlifting became just a joy and a love. And now that's what I do.
Awesome.
Okay.
So what has also one thing you didn't touch on. So currently, do you own a gym?
Yeah. I've been a gym owner going on 6 years now. I had an affiliate. I was an affiliate owner out in California for 3.5 years. And then when I left California, I decided to still be a gym owner. I sold my half on that gym, and I wanted to still be involved in the CrossFit, but I just didn't want to just be a sole affiliate owner. So I went ahead and located a 10,000 square foot building. And once I found this building, I was like, all right, now I could have like a hybrid. I could have CrossFit, Olympic weightlifting, and sports performance. And so our gym, the Brave One Gym, that's the main name. And then, until previously when I de-affiliated, we had a affiliate side called Lion Brave CrossFit. And now we have TBO weightlifting with USAW, and then sports performance. So
Wow.
So it's a blessing.
Yeah. So that's a lot of branches in your gym. So you have basically three separate entities within the Brave One.
Right. Exactly. So 3 main memberships. The general membership gets you CrossFit, but then also you don't have to do CrossFit. It's a 10,000 square foot gym. So if you want to just come in and do your own thing, do your own programming, or just get on a machine and just move. I just want you to become a part of the community. Community is huge for me. And so, you don't have to do what is out there, the three main memberships, but, just being a part of the gym, being a part of the community, and just being there to be fit is the goal.
That's awesome.
That's a good way to go about it. Just letting it be an open gym style regardless. And then if you want to be a part of any of the programs, then be a part of the programs. I like that.
Right. Exactly.
So you have also been competitive in the sport of CrossFit. Is that correct? Yeah. Have you done when were you competitive? I mean, now it's like, well, we're weird now because of COVID, but I know last year was the year they got rid of the regionals, but were you more competitive in the regional time, or what was?
Yeah. So I was competitive from 2014 to 2017. In the hardest region, SoCal, in the hardest region, the mecca of CrossFit, in the States. And so I was doing, all local comps, and then I was very heavily active in the open, trying to get to the regional thing, and that's what's fun, and I think that's what made CrossFit light dimmer, because once they got rid of that, like having that season, February to the end of March, is the open, and then people really striving to make it to regionals. And then when you make it to regionals, it's like, oh, we have an athlete at our gym that could represent our gym at regionals, that could, go ahead and compete against, the tough, elite games athletes, and then potentially beat them. But then if they don't beat them and don't make it to the games, it's like, all right, now my games training starts all over again. Now I can prepare and be better for the next year.
Yeah.
But with this whole sanctional thing, everybody can't afford to go to Africa, to Spain, to Italy.
Seriously.
It's insane.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And then after 2017 is when you transitioned to being competitive weightlifting.
Yeah. It was like, while I was doing CrossFit, it was like I was, if the barbell has always been easy for me, and I was just, it was like, I did like local weightlifting events, and I didn't have the technique down like everybody else. I would push press, I would push press or push jerk, my jerk instead of split jerking. I would power everything. I wouldn't squat. And until I got with Juggernaut, and I got with Max Aida, and he was like, look, man, you don't have to do the conventional way of lifting. Just, your body is made for Olympic weightlifting more than it is for CrossFit. And so, I put my pride aside and was like, you know what, I could still engage in CrossFit and keep it as, something fun and something healthy, but on my competitive side, I could go ahead and make noise in the Olympic weightlifting world.
That's awesome. So it sounds like you have a lot of different lenses that you've seen from the fitness perspective. So from competitive CrossFit to competitive weightlifting to owning a gym, what has your experience with diversity been in this arena in general?
Man, being the only Black guy, even when I was in California, being one of two at before I became an owner, I was at Dogtown CrossFit.
Okay.
And I was one of three Black guys there. Yeah. And
the whole gym.
The whole gym. Yeah, the whole gym. And then,
coaches, I was like, wow, they had 3 Black coaches? No, you meant the whole gym.
Yeah, the whole gym. And then when I became an owner and moved out to the suburbs in California, then it was me, the owner, the only Black guy in the gym, and then I had a Black guy join the gym, and then it was just me and him. I mean, a lot of people always want to say that, it's about the money. Me personally, I think it's the awareness of it, the representation of it, in certain areas. It's like, there's no representation. There's nobody, we don't see anybody on the Reebok commercials or, at Dick's or on Instagram and anything. We don't see anybody that represents us. When we talk about football, basketball, baseball, I see somebody. I want to be Ken Griffey Jr. I want to be Deion Sanders.
Right.
You know, I want to be Michael Jordan. That's somebody that looks like us, that, you know, that makes us want to play the sport.
Yeah.
We don't see that in CrossFit. We do it, you know, we are out there doing it, but it's there's no representation. It's not a lot, and we can do it.
Yeah.
You know, we can do it. You know?
Well, and it's funny that you bring that up, because Brandon and I noticed a few weeks ago that the CrossFit Games had started to put more. You were actually one of the features also on the page.
Yeah.
They had started putting more of the Black athletes that had competed in the games over the years, and it was like funny to us because I was like, "What's this Black out there doing? Like, why are they just now posting all of these people that have been in the sport for years?"
Yeah, I think they were sitting back and reading the comments and listening to the comments, listening to the hurt of the people, you know, from Black, white, Asian, everybody. You know, everybody was really voicing their concern of them being quiet about, you know, BL, and whether if they're in support of the organization or whatever. You know, when we say Black Lives Matter, we're just talking about, you know, our lives. We could care less about the organization and what they're doing.
Right.
You know, but we're talking about us because we've been saying that since we came over, since our ancestors were here, right?
Yeah.
So it's I think they listen to the hurt and the cries of our community, and I think, you know, it resonated with them because, you know, they do have athletes out that represents us. Chandler, I think he might just be the only one right now. I think he might just be the only one, you know?
I mean, I feel like when we count them, some of the athletes, like, you're definitely a name that I'm like, he's here, he's doing stuff, look at him out on the field. So, yeah. Representation matters, but like you said, that awareness, like, do you see potential for growth in diversity and inclusion now that it seems like the games are trying to be more aware, maybe CrossFit's trying to be more aware? Do you see the growth potential?
I do, especially with the new owner. You know, when he was like, you know, write me an email, you know, I'll respond to you. So I was like, all right, let's see if his word is his bond. I wrote him an email, letting him know about everything, letting him know, like, look, you know, I'm in an interracial relationship, you know, my kids, this and that, and this is what I've been through, you know, the racism and everything growing up, and this is what I experienced. He responded back.
That's awesome.
You know, he didn't have to, you know, he didn't have to, but he responded back, and I was like, oh, okay. And then, you know, for them to make the change, because, you know, we all wanted the change to happen, right? We wanted Glassman to be out of there.
Yeah.
So the changes happened, and for him to already have a thriving affiliate, even though, I mean, he could care less. I mean, if he's sitting on $1.2 billion, I don't think he's getting that from his affiliate.
No.
You know, so but it seems like he actually wanted to make the change, because, you know, people got to realize, Black community, we are a thriving force in this world, like, in everything, whether it's sports, whether it's fashion, whatever it is, you know, we are a thriving force, you know. So that's
Hi guys.
I'm on the podcast. Good. Yeah, go. So sorry about that.
Thriving right there. We're thriving.
Yeah, right. So I think I mean, you know, I do see it changing. I do see it changing a lot, you know, because, like I said, I mean, you know, for people to want to really make this sport grow, you got to include us, you know. And I was feeling for a while that, like, you know, this was a sport to where they didn't need us.
Yeah.
You know, like, it was like baseball in the early days. Back then, they didn't need us until they saw the talent of Jackie Robinson, and it was like, oh, and Satchel Paige, and it was like, oh, we need them.
Mm-hmm.
And then now look what happened, And then now we have a Instagram page called Black at CrossFit.
Yes.
And that's where I'm seeing, I'm like, that's why I'm saying there could be a change, because people anonymously are letting everybody know about, these affiliates out there who are really prejudiced and racist.
Yes.
And they are the ones that need to change.
Right.
We can't put it all on HQ's shoulders to change. HQ is going to do its part, but we are, we don't have to be affiliated with CrossFit. Right? We can still carry out the methodology, but if you're carrying the name of CrossFit, you're just giving them $3,000 to just carry the name. But CrossFit don't own your business.
Right.
You know what I mean? They don't own your TBA. Right? So solely it's up to these individual affiliates to go ahead and be more inclusive and go out there and try to bring in more people into the gym.
Yeah.
So I was going to ask that question of, what do you think of the idea of, like, to be more diverse, you need to go out into diverse communities or communities that are more Black people, and just show them what you're doing at your gym, show them that they're welcome at your gym. Like, is that something you do, or do you feel like that's something that gym owners should be doing? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, that's something that I do, and that's something that I encourage a lot of affiliates and other gym owners to be doing. But then also, the representation. Once again, the representation matters. We can't, like I said, we can't leave it on CrossFit shoulders, but in our communities, to whereas we do the marketing ourselves, whether if it's social media or passing out flyers into our community, like, people need to see it. So by me being an owner, I need to be posting more, even though I don't like posting by myself, but people need to see, a Black face,
Yes.
There's only 4 Black people, including my kids, in my gym.
Mm-hmm.
But it becomes a representation. You don't always have to post people of color that's in your gym. You could take pictures, you could take former games athletes, Lethea Boone and Akinwale and all them, Deborah Corner Carson and all. You could take pictures of them and show on your social media that, like, look, we have Black women and Black men in CrossFit at the highest level competing, because they need to see that. And the representation and the marketing side needs to start with us too, in order to get the people in there.
So quickly, like, with Olympic weightlifting, I know you've competed nationally. It's a very international sport, but at those national meets you've been to, how do you feel about diversity in weightlifting? Do you feel like it's more or less than CrossFit, or about the same?
I feel as if it's more. There's more people doing it, but then again, they don't market us as they should.
Mm-hmm.
They should be marketing Harrison Morrison and CJ like it's crazy.
Yeah.
They should be marketing, my 2 teammates, Q, Kiana Welsh,
Yeah.
and Shikasia. They should be marketing them,
Yeah.
But I feel as if they have, or Jenny Arthur, they should have been marketing Jenny Arthur like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
But then again, it comes back to, like, do they really need us in their sport?
Right.
Need
us.
And then it's like, oh, here they, I'm not saying that they're thinking this, but I feel as if that they feel like, oh, here they are taking over again. They already have football, basketball, and baseball. We don't need them. It feels like that.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's like,
I always feel like with how things have been going these past few months, like, I feel like and this is an assumption of mine, but I feel like white people look at me or somebody else that's black or whatever and be like, oh, now they feel like they can do this because of what's happening. And like, so I feel like
Yeah.
that attitude, I feel it in me. I just feel that essence coming off of people like, oh, they think they can do that now because we got this movement going on. But I'm like, no,
Right.
I just
Right.
living and this is how great I've been. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Right. I could do it just as good as you.
Yeah.
You know, I want to do the sport just like you too.
Right.
You know, so if I'm doing it good or better and I'm putting up better numbers or whatever and can be marketable to help your sport, why won't you market me?
Right.
You know,
So with your girls being there, because your girls are probably just as well known as you, because I'll say my friends and I often send around your posts because we're like, look at them go, like look at them doing this, like I gotta get a muscle up too. So how yes, we're using some of the tips you guys were using. But you're talking a lot about representation, and as a Black female, I feel like that's very important in this sport because I feel like it is not as prevalent to see a Black woman doing this or being competitive in CrossFit. And we've talked to a few women on here, so a few Black women, and like those names keep coming up. Akinwale, Alethea Boone, I forgot about, but yes, she's another one. But why do you see the value in having Black and brown women visible in CrossFit, weightlifting? And I know your daughter does gymnastics, and that's another sport where I feel like, you know, you got like Simone Biles, and then you had Gabby Douglas, but then it's like, there you go. You know, like,
right.
Why do you see the value in that as you're raising two young girls?
It's because of the fight that they naturally inherent.
Mm-hmm.
2 strikes automatically against them. 1, Black woman.
Mm-hmm.
2, they're a woman.
Yeah.
you know, so it's the strength of a Black woman that they have because they have to fight for so much.
Mm-hmm.
You know, things are not given to them.
Yeah.
You know, and for my girls to know that they will have to fight, I need to automatically build into them brave, strong, confident.
Yeah.
Because naturally, when they get older, they're gonna have, you know, adversity.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I need them to be brave, strong, and confident to persevere over that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's things that P, you know, my 7-year-old is experiencing now, you know, to where she goes to practice and there's, you know, she doesn't see it, but, you know, me being, you know, her dad and also, you know, active in sports, like, and being around coaches, like you could just see,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's I don't know if it's naturally for us as Black and brown people of color that we could just pick out, you know, certain prejudices of people, but it's like you could just see it, and it's not that we're crying about it or whining about it or being bickering. It's like, no, like you could clearly see the difference.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, white people, they don't see it because it's they don't have to deal with it and they don't have to go through it.
Yeah.
But it's important for my girls to see other Black women excel and to know that they overcame adversity and persevered.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, because Black women are strong.
Right.
You know, even though you know, us as Black men, we go through so much, but Black women go through so much.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in order to get their voice heard, to get their face seen, you know, to be known, you know, and I need my girls to know that, and so that's why, you know, I'm so active with them in, you know, physical training, you know, gymnastics or CrossFit and anything. You know, it's more than just them being physically strong.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm not just doing it for them for her to be great in gymnastics or CrossFit or weightlifting. I'm doing this for her life,
Yeah.
for herself, you know, because if she was to stop and wanted to, you know, go ahead and wanted to be a lawyer or whatever, I need her to be strong to know that, hey, I'm strong enough, I'm brave enough, and I'm confident to know that I can be a lawyer, I can be a doctor. You know, I need that to translate over into the other areas of her life, of their lives.
Yeah. How do you, and I'm sure this has probably come up a lot with the last few months of the Black Lives Matter movement and George Floyd, but how do you, if you are engaging in conversations with your daughters about race, they're young, like you said, 7, and the other one's younger than
And 4.
4, yeah.
Yeah,
So
4.
that's really young, but to start having those conversations, and even though we, I feel like we all think we don't have to talk about it like our parents talked about it, but we unfortunately are still talking about it. So how do you facilitate those conversations with them?
Black is beautiful. You're beautiful. You know, you're different. You know, as y'all just see, you know, P skin complexion is very different than Freya.
Yeah.
You know, most people, you know, and I had got comments before that like, oh, you know, Freya is more black than P.
Wow, already,
right? You know, already.
People have said that to you?
Openly.
Wow.
Yeah. Openly. You know, Freya looks more black. It's like I know and I get it, but but society will see them as black.
Right.
You know, as black. And so when the whole George Floyd thing happened, you know, me and my wife, we were crying, and they asked us why we were crying, and we just told them that, you know, somebody did something really bad to another person because he didn't like his skin color.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and there will be certain people out there that don't like you because of your skin color. And then she goes, oh, just like, you know, those people who were mean to Ruby Bridges.
Wow.
You know, yeah. She loves that book, right? Yeah. She loves that book, Ruby Bridges, and then that's where our dialogue started. And so for her to connect that,
yeah,
it's perfect. You know,
perfect. And it's also crazy. She's like, we're still talking about things from the '60s with our kids in 2020. You know. So I think it's very interesting to get your perspective, because I don't think we've talked to anybody that has specific background in weightlifting yet, which we hope to talk to more people. I think that's a really interesting perspective that I don't have experience in. Like, I do CrossFit and love CrossFit, but I think the weightlifting world, and like you said, it's interesting to hear that you think it's more diverse, but just not, those faces aren't being shown, you know? I know CJ Cummings, I know Jim Parker, but I know people I don't know. And I know Kiana Welch from CrossFit. So
right.
think about those names, but not seeing them on like posters for Rogue or like other situations like that. So what are you doing right now in your gym to hopefully encourage, I know you said you're going out in the community, to encourage more diversity, or at least awareness of the conversation? What?
Let's backtrack a little bit. So like when George Floyd happened and then the CrossFit issue happened, what was the response to you by your gym members?
They were, you know, that when that happened, I was a bit worried about how they would receive my reaction, but you know, God is good. They all were in compliance. They all were supportive. You know, they had my back. They were all in together with me on the affiliating from CrossFit. You know, when he went ahead and made that comment, you know, Floyd 19.
Right.
You know, and you know, and I just, it's, you got to have those conversations, you know, and you know, there's certain people to where, you know, you definitely want to have that conversation with, because you know, you might know their background a little bit and where they come from, or you know, their silence and everything. So you might, you know, just start a little conversation, you know, to spark the conversation and see where their head is at, their mind is at. And you know, it was just comforting for me to have that conversation with them, because you know, I know you can't expect some white people to just come out and be like, oh, okay, I'm on your side and this and that, because they might have some insecurities and everything from with their family or their neighborhood, where they're from, and everything, to go ahead and out. But for me to at least plant that seed and have that conversation with you, and to know where your head is at and everything, all right, I'm okay with that. But I will continue on having that conversation with you in hopes that you can be brave to go ahead and make a post, to go ahead and have talks with, your family member and, your parents or people that that are racist, and to speak up, call them out, stand up against racism, injustices, and all that. So, it was just for me to disaffiliate from CrossFit. It was just, I needed to stand up for my girls. I needed to stand up for myself. I needed to stand up for you guys. I needed to stand up for our community. It's just, it was a slap in the face.
Yes.
For definitely for, especially how he, talked to the girl, through that email. And then what he said is like, because I'm doing CrossFit, but then I'm also, my daughter's doing CrossFit, and she gains primarily of her following and notoriety through CrossFit. So it's like come on, man, like, what are you doing? And it just let me know that, like, I needed to go ahead and stand my ground and to stand up for my values, my morals, what I believe. I have teen athletes in my gym that I'm mentoring and coaching. I needed to stand up for them too.
Yeah.
I definitely needed to stand up for my girls and make a stand.
This is kind of a question, but how much interaction do you and Easy Muhammad have? Are you guys relatively close in the what area? Do you guys do any gym blending, I guess we would call it, or inner gym stuff, or are you guys separate in that sense? Or
we're separate in that sense, but we have a small group chat to where it's like me, him, Chandler, and a couple other guys on Instagram, and we all keep in contact. We all, like, even during this whole thing, it's like, it's an outlet for a lot of us to be able to get out our frustrations. And it's for some of the guys on there, it's a huge outlet for them because of their profession and because of who they are. And so they get to come to this group chat and be able to, say what they want to say. Let us know that, like, hey, just because, I didn't make a post or whatever, this and that, I just want y'all to know that, because of my profession, this and that, but this is hurting me because I can't say anything, this and that. And, it's just been good, man. It's just been good.
That's awesome to have that connection.
Yeah.
Well, this is deep, but we're going to get to our fun part of our show episode. It's called This, That, or Other, where we give you two choices, and you can pick one of the two or another. So we'll start with the first one. For TV, Family Matters, Fresh Prince, or other. It's a throwback.
Oh, Fresh Prince all day.
Fresh Prince.
Fresh Prince all day.
I changed the
Fresh Prince does not win every time
because I changed it.
Because you were sick of that one winning. That's
I was waiting for you to throw Martin in. If you threw Martin in, Martin all day.
So it was Martin, Fresh Prince, or other, and Martin kept winning, and everybody said Martin and Fresh Prince don't go together. And I was like, okay, fine.
Yeah. That's been a conversation a lot.
They go.
I think. Yeah, I think Martin connects with us on a different level, and then Fresh Prince connects with us on a different level too, like more so like, high school, whatever, the feel, and then Martin is just, that's wow, that's
why
tough.
I put Family Matters in, because it's family, like two families.
Right.
I switched it.
All right, we're gonna slide to food now. So we're going potato salad or pasta salad?
Or other.
Or other.
Pasta salad.
Okay, I like that answer.
That's a good answer.
I usually do pasta salad too.
You do. All right. Now, I don't know if you're an R&B kind of guy.
Oh,
but
yeah.
We're going to music.
Okay.
Boyz II Men.
Yep.
112.
Mhm.
Or other.
Other. Other. Yeah, because I think Jodeci, Drew Hill. I wasn't big on Boyz II Men. 112 was all right, but they weren't like Drew Hill or Jodeci.
Oh, Drew Hill. That would have been a good one too.
Well,
Sister.
there you go. You can line it up for next time.
Next time. Those were good. Those were good choices. But we know you're a Jodeci, Drew Hill person. Noted.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here with us and taking the time to talk to us. We're gonna tag all the things you posted. We'll tag your gym, the Brave ones. We're gonna any other shameless plugs you want to do while you're here.
Not
Like the Brave ones. That's good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you again, and we will see you soon. Hopefully.
But yeah, you guys be safe. Stay blessed. Thank you again.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thanks.
Take care.
Got the hookup now.
Thanks for tuning in. Lift and love all day, every day. Like and subscribe.